So now the we are going to look at the next segment, next component of our budget is the cost and expense budget. So the cost and expense budget is the information that we need is the revenue and operation budget. So basically, the cost and expense budget will only come after we have finalized the revenue, because we cannot do the cost budget without understanding how many units we need to sell, what's the marketing activities we need to continue, what kind of new products we need to launch, what are the operational strategies that we need to have, what are the unique selling points we need to create in our organization, whether we need to increase the manpower, whether we need to control the utilities. So in the previous step, we have already identified the overall revenue numbers and overall profit and loss statement to see what is the revenue, what is the maximum number of maximum amount of expenses we can incur. So we need to have that budget and that plan first in order to carry out the cost expenses. So we need to establish what kind of resources we are going to need in order to achieve this particular operational budget or revenue budget. And then we also need the estimated price increase in the future, which is easier to get. You can just follow the customer price index from your country, like wholesale price index and the individual consumer level price index for certain items, or just use the inflation as a basis for price increase. But not every line item will be having the same price increase. Certain lines are usually in more, because let's say they are imported items, the cost increase can be higher. So we may look at the past history, how much it has been increasing over year, and then we can estimate. If we know by contract that certain, like for example, in the case of contract manufacturing, the price increase can be established in the contract itself, that after 6 months or after 8 months the price is going to be increased by 5% or 10%, depending on the contract, right? So we need to establish what are the price increase going to happen in the future. Then also we need to understand, is there any new technology or solution available in the market which are not yet adopted by us, right? So there could be, like for example, in the hotels, we have lot of technologies available to us in terms of, let's say, acoustic, in terms of the softwares which we have not implemented yet. But if we implement, we will have a cost, right? If we there are like new type of electricity or equipments that are coming which are more energy efficient, but because we already have the investment, we are not yet considering to apply those numbers. But when we are looking at a budget every year, we need to really look at what are the technologies available in the market now, and what if we apply those solutions. So there are two criteria to apply it. One is, do we have enough capital to spend? The second is there any return on investment, positive return on investment that we think we are going to get? If we have money to invest, then we can invest it, but we need to get the ROI better than what we would do if we are not investing into it, right? So we need to, so that the shareholder value is increased. So we have to look at the new technologies, new solutions available in the market, which is not yet adopted, but we need to also evaluate their return on investment. New partners, suppliers, because every time there is a new customer, new business is coming in with a new novel product or the way of doing things. So we also need to keep an eye on what are the new partners and suppliers available in the market, whether it's in the same market or in another market or in even outside the country. We can we look at them, can we make them our partner, can we change our supply chain? So those are the new the other options that we normally have. From my experience, I can tell you, we normally, when we look at our annual budget, we always find that there are new suppliers for food products. There are new innovations happening. There are new products, like there are vegetable meat, there are environmental friendly consumables that we need. We use in the hotels instead of plastic. There are biodegradable packaging. So we always look at these suppliers, evaluate their cost, and to create a story around the ESGs, because now many businesses are actually following the ESG as a very serious kind of business, where they are working towards the environmental protection, social impact, and also the governance part of it. So what we do is we evaluate the new solutions that can be adopted and can generate quick returns in reasonable capital. So the key here is the reasonable capital. So if the money that is we are going to invest into this particular business is good, then we are going to be able to invest into this product or to the solution. Uh, but the second key word here is the quick return, because we may not have enough capital, so we need to prioritize the solutions based on what will give us the highest ROI. And then once we have done this, once we have adopted the new solutions, once we have finalized or firm up the operational budgets, then we draw the expenses budget with the estimate timelines, as it will give the basis of capital expenditure and the cash flow plans. Because we need to know, right, if we are going to hire new peoples, when we are going to hire, how much recruitment expenses we need to pay, and by when we need to pay them, so that we have a clear cash flow plan to understand whether we will need money or we will have surplus money. Then we need to also look at the revenue strategies, so that we can update as our strategy changes. So that's the expense budget. So they are usually, because the expenses can be multiple times, we don't really have to go into each line different expenses. Marketing expenses can be depend on the marketing plan, the new suppliers, the new technologies. There are always new strategies that are coming for SEO. Microsites are coming. The artificially intelligent ad placing is coming. Like recently we were looking at one of the ads which is generated for multiple thousands of versions, depending on the artificial intelligence and machine learning, based on the geography of the customer. So there's a hyper local ad done, so which helps the business to create exponential sales, right? So we need to look at those options when we are looking at the marketing plans. Similar way, we look at the production plans, alternative products, alternative materials to spend on our cost. So the main keyword here is to keep on looking at the new solutions based on the capital investment and the ROI that they are able to generate for us.